ProLineTV.com presents America's longest-running pregame show, direct from Las Vegas, Proline, featuring Jim Feist, who is kicking off a new way to get free plays by text every day this season, including Saturday's Parlay of the Year. Dave Koken, who went 4-1 with his top-rated releases last Saturday and is winning his revenge Game of the Year today. Scott Spreitzer, who did it again last week, sweeping his Proline offer and is coming back this weekend with another 3-game encore. Big Al McMorty, the 34-time handicapping champion, who is now 12-0 with his Vegas strip moves and is releasing this week's big game absolutely free. And Roz Warby, who has 3 TV releases completely free of charge. And our man on the street, 2-time world champion handicapper Jeff Allen, and our host, Pat Williams.
Good morning and welcome to week 5 of Proline. Mr. Jim Feist, talk about a winning combination, your team and Proline TV.
ProLineTV.com. The show is going to be there right through the basketball season. ProLineTV.com. Beginning every Friday morning. We're going to have it up and running. We're going to have our picks on there, our selections for the week, the TV show, and the Fast Facts, which is fabulous for football and even better for basketball. ProLineTV.com. You'll be able to watch this show each and every week beginning on Friday morning. Al?
Thanks, Jim. And one of the things I'm going to do now every week on ProLineTV.com is I'm going to do my system of the week. You'll get all my great information, and we'll target one terrific system every week. Dave?
Well, one of the cool things about doing the show online is that we're kind of under time limitations to actually analyze these games and break them down here on the show because it's only a half-an-hour show. Online, we're going to have expanded segments where we'll really get you some good insight into these games, and that means, in all likelihood, a lot more winners.
Not only that, but when we get together, like we have in the past on some of these web shows, we can go on 45 minutes about one single game.
Well, Scott can.
It's that bad. But we're also going to have, you can see throughout the week, each and every day, 2.5, 3-minute segments where you might see Dave talking about a game, I'll be talking about a game, the other guys. You get to see our pretty mugs 7 days a week.
Oh.
That's pretty mugs. And with that being said, hey, stay tuned. We got 2 huge games to talk about. Michigan State, Michigan, Alabama, South Carolina. Stay right where you are.
Looking for an edge this football season? Then go to ProLineTV.com for free plays, free stats, free odds, and much, much more, including videos of the Proline show you're watching right now. So never miss an episode. Be sure to go to ProLineTV.com.
Get the rest of the season completely free of charge. That's exactly what you can do with my free plays by text program. Simply text WINNER to 313131 for big plays each and every day, absolutely free. Right now, I have a pair of conference games of the year that I'm releasing as my 2-team parlay of the year, and both of these games are available at no cost whatsoever. Just text WINNER, that's WINNER, to 313131. That's WINNER to 313131, or go to ProLineTV.com.
Hi, I'm Al McMorty, and last week our Vegas strip moves swept the board again, moving to 12-0 this year as we won our parlay of the year in Colorado State and St. Louis. We had a record number of calls, and this week we want to break that record. It's my college conference game of the year out of a 21-0 system, and it's absolutely free. But that's not all. When you call, you'll be able to get my Vegas strip moves for the rest of the year for one low price. Call 888-294-1970, press button number 4. That's 888-294-1970, press button number 4.
But I think Alabama, there's not a team in college football who's got their identity down
Their defense,
like Alabama
their
does.
defense, like you said before, their defense is just nasty.
And then you have Saban as the coach, and Saban, he doesn't let his players have let down. Right? He knows how to coach these kids.
Welcome back to Proline. Up next, Michigan State versus Michigan. And make sure to check us out on our free pick phone at 1-888-294-1970. Back to you, Pat.
Thanks, Roz. It's a rivalry battle of 2 top 25 teams as the Spartans take on the Wolverines. Winning the battle each and every week has been Big Al McMorty, who swept his Proline offer once again, winning his Vegas strip move parlay of the year last weekend. Big Al, 12-0 with these releases.
Yeah, 12-0 in the Vegas Strip move plays this year. Last week it was a double Ram parlay. Colorado State on Saturday, the St. Louis Rams on Sunday. We had a record number of calls 2 weeks ago. We had a better call count last week. Everyone's piling on for these big plays. Vegas Strip moves are now 12-0 on the season. So what do I do for an encore? Well, this week I'm releasing my college conference game of the year. It's out of a 21-0 system that's never lost in 31 seasons, and the 22nd winner in a row is absolutely free. Call toll-free, 888-294-1970, press button number 4, and when you get that free winner, you can also find out about how to get the Vegas Strip moves. They're now 12-0 this season. Get them for one low price for the rest of the year. Call 888-294-1970, press button number 4. Pat?
Hey, stay hot, Big Al. Dave Koken, can Denard Robinson keep this up throughout an entire Big Ten season?
Well, I don't know, because he certainly has the talent to keep it up. The question is whether he'll be able to survive the physical beating, because the ball's in his hands a lot. The stats in that game last week with Michigan and Indiana were bizarre. I mean, if you just look at the stats and don't look at the score, it's like, well, Indiana must have won this game going away. I mean, it was just incredible. The first downs, number of plays and stuff like that. But this guy, Shoelace, makes plays, big plays happen. And I don't know how Michigan State's going to stop him. The flip side of it is this Michigan defense is atrocious. Not only do they give up points, they allow these incredibly long, time-consuming drives. I mean, Indiana ran almost 100 plays last week in that football game. Scott, that's going to be an ongoing problem for them. They just don't have the talent on defense. This game looks like one where, to me, they can't set the total high enough, and I like it over.
Well, I like, obviously, if you look at the box scores, that's why you can use box scores and get quality information. It can also be misleading. We had Indiana as a top dog last week, and as Dave mentioned, I think the time of possession was 45-15. That's because every time Michigan touched the ball, it was a one-play drive. I mean, they were getting 70-yard touchdowns. And it's like when a team turns the ball over a lot, they win the game, but the box score doesn't look so hot. It's because the defense was always out there because the other team was doing so well, the offense was. And that was the case for Michigan last week. I love what one of the talking heads on SportsCenter said that, Rodriguez went out and got some really nice skilled people on offense, obviously Denard Robinson, but the defense is still just a bunch of guys in shoulder pads. And that's the case. I think this game sails over the posted total. Michigan State, D'Antonio's known for his defensive prowess. They haven't had a good defense there since he's been there. It's a lot of points in this one.
I couldn't agree more. I mean, with you and Dave, over the total, absolutely. Both defenses are very weak. Both offenses are strong. This kid, Denard Robinson, is amazing. Heisman Trophy candidate. If you look at yards per point or time of possession, none of that matters. You throw with a team like this and a player like that, it doesn't matter. It doesn't even go into the equation. 64, I think we're looking at on the total right now. You're probably looking, I mean, that's a big number. There's no question about it. If you get a couple bad turnovers after a long drive, that could affect it. But I'm looking for this game to be in the 70s.
Hey, thanks, Jim. Big Al McMorty can barely contain himself down here. A self-proclaimed Michigan man. Yes, they are 5-0. Let's see what happens after this game. Ooh. Hey, now let's go out to the Vegas Strip and two-time world champion handicapper Jeff Allen, who was perfect last week with underdog and presidential game winners, a perfect 6-0, and a 50,000-star winner on Houston. Jeff, you are on fire. Michigan State, how do you see it?
Well, Michigan has double revenge here. Now, Robinson has the versatility to keep it close. I like Michigan for a small play because today is the big one. 100,000-star college game of the year by 5 touchdowns plus 4-0 TV sweep. 5-0 free on the message phone. Call 1-800-638-3411. I'm red hot. I guarantee today's college game of the year, another 5-0 sweep or the season free. Call 1-800-638-3411. 100,000-star college game of the year is huge. Noon Eastern, Penn State, Illinois, Miami, Florida State. 5-0 free, guaranteed on the message phone. Call 1-800-638-3411. That's 1-800-638-3411. Back to you, Pat.
Hey, thanks, Jeff. When we come back, Alabama, South Carolina. Stay tuned.
Hey, sports fans, I'm Jeff Allen, and still red hot. Underdogs in presidential 6-0 last week, 100%. Today, the big one, 100,000-star college game of the year, plus 4-0 TV sweep, free. Starts at noon Eastern on the message phone. Call 1-800-638-3411. I'm winning everything today with the guarantee. 100,000-star college game of the year by 5 touchdowns, plus 4-0 TV sweep, 5-0 free, or the season free. 1-800-638-3411. That's 1-800-638-3411.
Hi, I'm Al McMorty, and last week our Vegas Strip moves swept the board again, moving to 12-0 this year as we won our parlay of the year in Colorado State and St. Louis. We had a record number of calls, and this week we want to break that record. It's my college conference game of the year out of a 21-0 system, and it's absolutely free. But that's not all. When you call, you'll be able to get my Vegas Strip moves for the rest of the year for one low price. Call 888-294-1970, press button number 4. That's 888-294-1970, press button number 4.
Hi, I'm Dave Koken, and today I'm releasing one of my biggest annual selections. It's my revenge game of the year. A play so strong, it sells for more than $500 online, but not on Proline. Call 1-888-294-1970 for today's free play on tape. Then press the 2 and get my revenge game of the year for only $25. It's the one game on today's slate that stands out way above the rest. Make sure to get it now at 1-888-294-1970 or at ProlineTV.com.
Welcome back to Proline. Up next, the panel has another great college matchup, Alabama versus South Carolina. And make sure to check us out at ProlineTV.com. Back to you, Pat.
Thank you, Roz. Number 1 ranked Alabama takes on another SEC opponent this week as South Carolina hosts the Crimson Tide later this afternoon. Also later today is a big game that Smokin' Dave Koken has circled from today's schedule. After going 4-1 last Saturday with his top plays, he's pulling the trigger on a big one. Dave, it's your revenge game of the year.
Well, you know, game planning is a part of the handicapper's job as well. One of the things that I'll do long before the season starts, in fact, I'll start doing it as soon as the schedules come out, is circling a number of games, and I usually come up with about 15 to 20 potential situations for really big plays. Now, the variables have to fall into place, because if they don't, then that's just kind of being stupid. But one of the games that I did have circled before the season started, I've got exactly what I want going into this game. It's a huge, absolutely monster revenge spot, and I'm going to make it my revenge game of the year, which is one of my biggest annual plays in college football. Now, I'll be selling this game online for more than $500. In other words, it's for big players only who buy it online. However, for Proline viewers, $25. All you need to do is call the toll-free number 1-888-294-1970. There's an outstanding free selection on tape right now, plus details on how to get this game. All you need to do really is press the 2 on your telephone keypad, and you're in. $25 for my revenge game of the year. I think this will be an absolute laugher from start to finish, and I can't wait for it to get started.
Thanks, Dave Koken. Scott Spreitzer, this young Alabama defense, who was not supposed to be this good, really impressing so far this season.
They are, and the secondary, though, can be had, but you better have a quarterback like Ryan Mallett a couple of weeks ago. I mean, the old ball coach was correct when he said Arkansas was in a position to steal a win there, or to win the game. I shouldn't even say steal when they played Alabama, but a couple of turnovers. Alabama made some nice adjustments in the second half, and Alabama went on to the victory. But this won't be a play at my personal service, by the way, but when I'm watching these games as a matchup handicapper, here's a couple of things we know about this year's South Carolina team. They don't run the ball well. They don't stop the run. We saw them get about 2.8 yards per carry against Auburn and get killed by Newton and Dyer on the ground. I think that's going to be the difference. I think Alabama, behind those solid running backs, wins this game by more than a touchdown.
There's a couple teams in the country I think could give Alabama a tussle, and I'm not saying they would win, but this isn't one of them. And I know Spurrier's got a good record and everything else, he's been around, but the matchup on the field, you talk about matchup handicapping, Alabama has a tremendous amount of talent. Nick Saban's a great coach. This is a tough spot. Beating this team, especially when you're talking single digits. Now, granted, they're on the road. That's always tough to win. But Alabama just overwhelms them, I believe, at the end.
Well, these guys do things a lot differently than I do. These guys are matchup handicappers for the most part. I'm a numbers guy. I'm a situational guy. And the thing I like about this ball game is I'm going to go against Alabama here, as defending national champions are now 14% against the spread on the road if they won at home and cover the spread by 10 or more points against an undefeated team the previous week. They just come off that big win. It's all South Carolina. Big upset here, guys.
Thank you, Big Al. Look, don't move. Stay where you are. When we come back, Ravens, Broncos. Stay tuned.
Hi, I'm Dave Koken, and today I'm releasing one of my biggest annual selections. It's my revenge game of the year. A play so strong, it sells for more than $500 online, but not on Proline. Call 1-888-294-1970 for today's free play on tape. Then press the 2 and get my revenge game of the year for only $25. It's the one game on today's slate that stands out way above the rest. Make sure to get it now at 1-888-294-1970 or at ProlineTV.com.
Get the rest of the season completely free of charge. That's exactly what you can do with my free plays by text program. Simply text WINNER to 313131 for big plays each and every day, absolutely free. Right now, I have a pair of conference games of the year that I'm releasing as my two-team parlay of the year, and both of these games are available at no cost whatsoever. Just text WINNER, that's WINNER, to 313131. That's WINNER to 313131, or go to ProlineTV.com.
It's been a winning football feast at Smash Mouth Sports. Hi, I'm Scott Spreitzer off of my third straight featured sweep, 10-1 overall, and I'm 6-0, 100% this season with blockbuster blowouts. Hey, this weekend begins with my next conference blockbuster blowout game of the year. You'll also get my pro football two-team parlay of the year, all for just $19. Simply call 1-888-294-1970 and press 3 on your keypad. That's 1-888-294-1970 and press 3, or go to ProlineTV.com.
Welcome back to Proline. Up next, Broncos at Ravens. Make sure to also check us out on our website at ProlineTV.com. Back to you, Pat.
Thanks, Roz. Two AFC underdogs who both won on the road last week face each other this Sunday as Baltimore hosts Denver. And speaking of winners, Scott Spreitzer did it again. He swept another featured package last Saturday, and today he shoots for his 4th straight package sweep, led by his next conference blockbuster blowout game of the year. Scott, it's a lot to say. Encore, my friend. Let's do it again.
It's been beautiful. 3 straight featured package sweeps on Saturdays right here on Proline. We're going to do it again today. But by the way, you know, I like to joke around up here sometimes, but I'm dead serious when it comes to handicapping and picking. I'm as serious as Roseanne on a chicken fried steak with extra gravy. And I'll tell you guys, I'm trying to be serious, and they're laughing. See what I'm talking about? I'll tell you what I'm dead serious about, though. I love my favorite meal, winner chicken dinner. And that's what you're getting a la carte from Smash Mouth Sports. We got it going again this week. 3 huge plays. We swept again last week. Conference blockbuster blowout game of the year is the big play on this package. We're 6-0, 100% with these plays so far this year, winning by better than 2 touchdowns per game. Hey, man, the plate runneth over with this meal. We've also got a 2-team parlay of the year in pro football on the same report. We already hit our 2-team parlay of the year in college. To get it all for just $19, all you have to do is call 1-888-294-1970, press 3 on your touchtone keypad, 1-888-294-1970. 3 big games of the year for $19.
Hey, you are rolling, Scott Spreitzer. Dave Koken.
Yes.
Huge win for the Ravens at Pittsburgh last week.
It was. But the Denver Broncos had a huge win as well because they go into Tennessee and get a victory. And, well, you know, I got to tell you something. When Jay Cutler was traded from the Broncos to the Bears for Kyle Orton, I was one of those people who said, boy, you know, the Bears stole Cutler here. Not really. Orton's turned out to be a really good quarterback. He's tremendously underrated. This is a tough matchup, though. This Baltimore team, boy, they play some tough defense. And they do what they've got to do offensively. Denver can't run the football here, Al. I don't think they're going to be able to get their offense going. I don't think either team scores a lot in this game. I'm going to go under the total.
Well, Dave, I actually think Baltimore might get it going this week. And for me, this is actually a play against Denver off that 26-20 upset win. One of the things I like to do is go against teams off upset wins if they scored 24 or more points, and now they're on the road catching 8 or less points the following week. These teams are just 144 and 200 against the spread past 31 years. I'm going to lay the points with Baltimore, Jim.
Well, I see the point there. I mean, this Denver is 3rd straight trip to the East Coast. They didn't run the ball very well at Tennessee last week. They were fortunate to win the game, but Dave mentioned that Orton is playing very well. I thought he played very well at Chicago as well. He took them to the Super Bowl, and then, of course, they switched back to Grossman, which was a huge mistake. But he is playing well, but he can't do it alone. You need a running game, and you're going up against a very strong defense. Baltimore has their offense hasn't clicked so far this year. They've only scored 1 time, 24 points. They have enough offensive weapons to start scoring points. So I'm not too sure about the total here, but I do think the Ravens, and I'm not a big favorite player, I do think the Ravens are the right side here.
Thanks, Jim. Let's go back to the Las Vegas Strip in the 2-time world champion handicapper Jeff Allen. Jeff, Denver, Baltimore, how do you see it?
Well, both clubs the beneficiaries of the Yellow Hankies last week, and both outright dog winners. Defensively, the Broncos are improving. I like this game under the total for tomorrow because today, right now, the biggest blowout of the year, 100,000-star college game of the year, plus TV action starting at noon Eastern. Penn State, Illinois. Miami, Florida State, LSU, Florida, 5-0 free on the message phone. Call 1-800-638-3411. Write the number down, 1-800-638-3411. Toll-free message with the guarantee. The game of the year by 5 touchdowns and a 5-0 sweep free or the season free. 1-800-638-3411. 100,000-star college game of the year, toll-free message phone. Call now, 1-800-638-3411. Back to you, Pat.
Hey, thanks, Jeff. When we come back, the Green Bay Packers, Washington Redskins. Stay tuned.
Hey, sports fans, I'm Jeff Allen, and still red hot. Underdogs in presidential 6-0 last week, 100%. Today, the big one, 100,000-star college game of the year, plus 4-0 TV sweep, free. Starts at noon Eastern on the message phone. Call 1-800-638-3411. I'm winning everything today with the guarantee. 100,000-star college game of the year by 5 touchdowns, plus 4-0 TV sweep, 5-0 free or the season free. 1-800-638-3411. That's 1-800-638-3411.
Looking for an edge this football season? Then go to ProlineTV.com for free plays, free stats, free odds, and much, much more, including videos of the Proline show you're watching right now. So never miss an episode. Be sure to go to ProlineTV.com.
It's been a winning football feast at Smash Mouth Sports. Hi, I'm Scott Spreitzer off of my 3rd straight featured sweep, 10-1 overall, and I'm 6-0, 100% this season with blockbuster blowouts. Hey, this weekend begins with my next conference blockbuster blowout game of the year. You'll also get my pro football 2-team parlay of the year, all for just $19. Simply call 1-888-294-1970 and press 3 on your keypad. That's 1-888-294-1970 and press 3, or go to ProlineTV.com.
Welcome back to Proline. Up next, Packers at Washington. And also make sure to check us out for your free picks at 1-888-294-1970 or go to ProlineTV.com. Back to you, Pat.
Thank you, Roz. Green Bay and Washington face off tomorrow in what looks to be a huge game in the NFC. And what looks good every day are free plays. And world champion handicapper Jim Feist has those available all season long. It's his free plays by text program. And Jim, today, it features your parlay of the year.
That's right, Pat. I've got big winners, and I'm releasing all season long completely free of charge, and they couldn't be any easier to get. Simply text WINNER, W-I-N-N-E-R, to 313131. That's it. Nothing else to do. Just text WINNER to 313131, and today's free play will be texted back to you immediately. To kick this off, I'm releasing a pair of conference games of the year, and both are available free today. That's 2-team college conference parlay, and it's on the house. Just text WINNER to 313131 as I go 2-0 today with these 2 huge plays. Make sure you text WINNER to 313131 or go to ProlineTV.com.
Hey, thanks, Jim. Scott Spreitzer, I'm not buying the Washington Redskins. I think they're 1 injury and 1 fumble away from being 0-4.
I had them last week, and I got to tell you that in the entire second half, I was sweating because I thought they were going to give it away. Their final 7 possessions last week, how about 117 total yards, falling right in line with what you're saying, 3.5 yards per play, and I believe it was 1 of their final 6 possessions or 7 possessions. Only 1 did they have at least 6 plays. Their final 5 possessions, punt, 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 punt. I mean, it was ugly. Green Bay has been out of sync, no doubt about it, but they get just what the doctor ordered against this defense. I'm going to take Green Bay in this one. I look for them to blow out the Redskins.
Well, I like the Packers as well, but it's more anti-Redskins than pro-Packers. This Green Bay team, their running game is non-existent. I mean, losing Ryan Grant's huge to this team, and I think it's going to be the difference between them being a contender and kind of a pretender. But the Redskins aren't contender or pretender. They're just an average football team. Barely that. And McNabb, quarterback rating of 60 in that game. Very unimpressive despite the fact they won. It's a good thing for the Redskins. Michael Vick did get hurt. Otherwise, I suspect the Eagles might have come back on him in that game. I like Green Bay here, Al.
Well, you know, you talk about Ryan Grant being injured. They also lost another starter last week, Morgan Burnett, their rookie safety. He's now out for the season with an ACL injury. Atari Bigby won't come back for 2 more weeks. The earliest he'll return will be against the Vikings. I'm going to step in and take the Redskins here. Take a look at what home dogs of plus 1.5 points or more have done off road wins when they're matched up against an opponent that's coming off a home win. 97 wins, just 44 losses past 31 years. Jim, I'm going to take the points with Washington.
Thanks, Al. You make great points. I have a huge play on this game, so I'm not going to talk about it here on the set, but ProlineTV.com, you'll have a lot more information right there.
Hey, thanks, Jim. Stay tuned for more Proline TV. We'll be right back.
Hi, I'm Roz Warba, and today's triple header is all free. I'm going 3-0 in TV action, and the winners start soon. That's Penn State and Illinois, Baylor versus Texas Tech, and Indiana taking on Ohio State. 3 big games, 3 big winners, all on TV. Just call the Proline free pick phone at 1-888-294-1970 and press the number 5 to get on board. That's 1-888-294-1970 or go to ProlineTV.com.
Get the rest of the season completely free of charge. That's exactly what you can do with my free plays by text program. Simply text WINNER to 313131 for big plays each and every day, absolutely free. Right now, I have a pair of conference games of the year that I'm releasing as my 2-team parlay of the year, and both of these games are available at no cost whatsoever. Just text WINNER, that's WINNER, to 313131. That's WINNER to 313131, or go to ProlineTV.com.
Welcome back to Proline. My play of the week is available at ProlineTV.com, and also make sure to give me a call at 1-888-294-1970 and press the number 5. Pat, back to you.
Thank you, Roz. Big Al McMorty.
My top plays of the week, now 4-0 on the season, and you can get it at ProLineTV.com. And speaking of undefeated, my Vegas Strip moves now 12-0 on the season. This week I'm featuring my conference game of the year out of a 21-0 system, and it's absolutely free. 888-294-1970, press button number 4, and you can also find out about how to get my Vegas Strip moves. They're 12-0 on the season. Get them for the rest of the year for one low price. 888-294-1970, press button number 4. Pat?
Thanks, Big Al. Smoking, Dave Koken.
Proline Top Play is at ProlineTV.com, where you'll be able to catch Proline each and every week right through the basketball season, and it's available on Friday mornings. Make sure and call 1-888-294-1970 for the free play that's on tape right now, and then press the 2 on your telephone keypad to get my college revenge game of the year for only $25.
Mr. Scott Spreitzer.
Not just Proline TV every Friday, but throughout the week you'll see individual videos from all of us talking about free games. But again, where is my top play? Oh, ProlineTV.com. Anyway, winner, chicken dinner. 3 big plays. We go for our 4th straight featured package sweep here on Proline. Conference blockbuster blowout game of the year, as we like to go to 7-0 this season on those plays. 2-team parlay of the year in pro football, all available for $19. 1-888-294-1970. Press 3 on your keypad.
Mr. Jim Feist, take us home.
Thank you, Pat, Scott, Al. Who are you? Dave. Dave. It's been great. We're not going away. We're going to be right there in your office, in your living room, at your desk, wherever it is, on ProLineTV.com. Each Friday morning, we're going to load up the show. It's going to be there. We're going to have the same kind of analysis, the free plays, lots of offers, and each day throughout the week, we're going to have analysis of different games. ProLineTV.com. My top play of the week, I have two conference games of the year in a 2-team parlay. How do you get it? Just text WINNER, WINNER, to 313131, and each and every day you'll be sent those games and other free plays as well. Pat?
Thanks a bunch, Jim. Hey, thanks everybody out there watching. Remember to get breakdowns on video each and every week at ProLineTV.com. That's ProLineTV.com. Everyone have a great weekend.